So, Mr. Skipper, I'd like to get your perspective as a musician from, I'm sure as a child, because I always tell people that this is a doctor I'm speaking to. Anybody that has put this much education in has to be a doctor. So please, let's just enjoy some of your journey, and if we allow the our folks to understand what you've been doing, that would be great.
Well, I've been trying to learn how to play the bass most of my life. I probably will be doing that for the rest of my life. Other than that, I've been fortunate to play with a lot of different great musicians, some of the masters, and lately I've formed my own record company, SP Records, which is doing good. That's about it. Just trying to keep it going, keep the music going.
So, some of the greats, since you are one, what other names of greats have you played with? Because I want the audience to understand that connection that you have in the music industry. I know, oh wow, it's big.
Let's see, started out with Masakela. Remember the record Grazing in the Grass?
Woo! Excuse me.
Then Hampton Halls, Gene Harris, the Three Sounds, Woody Shaw, Bobby Hutcherson, Freddie Hubbard for a couple of years, Basie Band, Count Basie. Guys like that.
So, those are strong names.
Yeah,
you know, and I've always said too, I said the name that is strong that's up on the marquee has to have the same strength on stage with them. Their name is just not on the marquee, but it is so important to be able to have the energy and the professionalism that is together. Any name could be on the marquee and it should be full. You know, as we assess bands and things. So, since you have performed, you are, as Linda Morgan was saying, busy as a bumblebee right now.
Yes.
Sought after your, yes. Because I'm going to go right to your next location that she was speaking of, and it was a grade school?
That's Monday. We're playing at John Burroughs Junior High School, trying to bring the education to the kids on the junior high school level.
That is important. That's what we were speaking with Earl as it relates to how do we transcend your greatness, the greatness of others and those that are musicians with their passion into our children to keep this legacy happening.
It's a good question. It's a catch-22 question because you have to deal with the parents. And if the parents aren't playing jazz, I don't believe that they're not playing jazz in their home. The kids aren't going to get it. They got to go other places to get it. Like Will suggested, when you bring your kids to a club or something, just introduce them to it. It's not easy, so all you can do is try to bring it to where they are in schools and stuff.
Now, because the schools, they've had all kind of difficulties with their budgets, we're looking at actually some major corporations sponsoring this so it can continue to perform in schools and teach. Is that and I'm including you into this, though, because as a marketer, it's like the opportunities to do this, I'm sure, is large, but the funding is small. So how do we get that to happen?
Knock on a lot of doors. There are some corporations that actually do support jazz. There's not enough, of course, but it just takes, like they say, getting together and having a voice and having people knock on those doors, make the phone calls, get people aware that there's a whole load of youngsters out there that need this exposure and education. And if they could fund some support the efforts of getting jazz in schools, like they do with the LA Jazz Society, they have a wonderful program that they go into the elementary first and second, and they bring in these bands. And folks like Henry, all these wonderful musicians, give up their time to go into the school system. But that has to be a small percentage of the schools that even have that, and the society can only go so far too with their invitation. But at least it's happening, and it's important. So,
it's happening and it's important. You know,
I was going to say the first thing we need to do is try to get more jazz stations on the radio so it'll be accessible. It needs to go on AM stations so somewhere to be accessible for kids and everybody else.
And when you said that, I think of my good friend, our good friend, James Janice, who is keeping jazz alive. But at one point we had a couple of jazz stations, then we had one jazz station, now it's on internet. The opportunities are going in reverse in terms of people standing behind jazz and promoting it. It's almost as if it's an art that is dissipating from our community when it needs to be perpetuated.
you know, I had a thought because I'm very interested in encouraging young people to participate in music. And at one time I was thinking, wouldn't it be wonderful, well, you listen to the music that the kids are listening to today, which is your hip hop, which is your rock, which is all that stuff. Wouldn't it be wonderful if those stars of those genres would come to our community, our jazz community, and attract their following in a concert where we have a rock and roll star and a jazz star on the same stage together, and having both audiences there so that we could get to know each other. Maybe one day we'll do this.
Maybe one day we will. Well, what I would like to do, I'd like to end this, but I would like to talk about the Living Legends Jazz Series. Okay? And it's the sweet and hot music foundation that has stepped in to become the nonprofit that we were able to work with in terms of moving things forward. We had the opportunity to work with the Jammin Foundation in the beginning, and as things continue to transcend, we continue to look forward to working with more nonprofits, more for-profit corporations that would lend themselves to understand this need and begin to sponsor it. You know, when we talk about the schools, I know that the funding has gone out of schools for just regular art programs. So somebody has to step up. There's somebody's in the whole, I'm going to call it slew of somebodies like the Masters, like the Henry Franklins of the world, that come in, give up their time, and promote what needs to be promoted to keep jazz alive. So, our Living Ledge Jazz Festival series has a beautiful picture of Merrill, and it has a great picture of the Henry Franklin working, you know. And so we, she has a much better picture, but you know. Yes, Al Williams is on here too. In fact, he's not here for this interview, but we certainly appreciate that. The Living Legends Jazz Series, this coming one is going to be on the 26th of April at the Regency West. The Regency West is located at 3339 West 43rd Street in Los Angeles in the historic Leimert Park District. So, join us, evening event for Living Legends Living Legends Jazz Series. Thank you very much again from the Living Legend Foundation. My name is Roscoe Lee Owens, and I certainly appreciate the opportunity to speak with Merrill and Henry on this morning, right here at the historic Hermosa Beach Lighthouse.
Thank you, Roscoe.
Be blessed.
Thank you. Such a pleasure.
Thank you, buddy.
Time to go.
I didn't talk to me over the
I'm trying to get in the picture.
You are.
Thanks so much for your time.
Back to work.
I'm going to be here.